Yo, we back in this bitch. We back in this bitch. Yeah, we back in this biatch.
We back in this bitch. Back in this bitch. We back in this biatch. Yeah, we back in this bitch. Back in this bitch. Yeah. We back in this bitch. We back in this bitch. Yeah, we back in this biatch. We back in this motherfucking biatch. We back. We back in this bitch. We back in this bitch. Yeah, we back in this biatch. Back in this bitch. Yeah, we back in this biatch. Back, we back in it, yeah. And we back in it, yeah. Salutes. Hold on. Whoa. God damn, man. We back in this motherfucker, man. Man, salute to everybody in the building coming through in this thing. We got 103. Hit that motherfucking like button on your way in. You already know what time it is. Salute to everybody in the motherfucking building that pulled up today on the show. It's been a little minute. Well, not a little minute.
Ooh, that pussy popping on a handstand.
Let's get it, man. Salutes.
We clapping gorilla checks.
Salutes to Dub 9760. We clapping gorilla cheeks. Clapping gorilla cheeks. Yeah, we clapping gorilla cheeks. Salutes, man. Salutes. Yes, sir. If you missed that, you got to go check out the 2 Wild Live channel. The 2 Wild Live channel has that clip of that song we did. Someone donated $10 for me to rap about gorilla cheeks, so we gave them what they wanted. You feel me? Salutes, man. Yeah, get them spammers out of here, man. Wrenches, do your job, man. Do your job, man. Salutes to everybody in the building. No, Triple J, I see you. Smoothie the Turtle, what's good, man? You know what I'm saying? Chris V, C, Rena in the building. Gucci Lou. I see a lot of my family members off in here, man. A lot of the 2 Wild crew in here. Lace Live Dribbles to the Cito, No Limit War, what's good? Hype Beast Gamer. Travis Lawrence, what's good, Travis? Good to see you, brother. Brandon in this thing, what's good, Brandon? BTC, Craig No Ice Cube. Who was the first person in it bit? Let me see, because I saw Tristan in here too. Salute to Tristan. Ross Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Halston White, all right. TJ, I see y'all, man. Salute to everybody. Daniel Kicks, what's good? Salute to everybody coming in, man. Yeah, you see the title, man. You see the title. I have an addiction. And this is not a joke. Like, y'all, people are saying, let me hear him talk about how he's addicted to sneakers and this and that. I wouldn't even say I'm probably addicted to shoes. I mean, I love shoes, but I'm not addicted. Not addicted like what I'm about to talk about that I'm addicted. Because what I'm about to talk about being addicted about, I feel like is far more of an addiction than just, the sneakers that I consume. So, I hope that someone out there maybe can take this in and just learn from it as well, man, because it's a lot of people out here that strive to be better, strive to be themselves, and they may fall themselves into this line, even especially in YouTube. Like, if you are a YouTuber, this is something that it could happen. So let's go ahead and get straight into it, man. First and foremost, when we talk about an addiction in general, we think of drugs, sex, sex addicts, drug addicts, things of negative and horrible natures, some horrible things. But there's other things that you can be addicted to that in reality, addiction is never good. It's an imbalance of you and your life. It's an imbalance, and it's something that is not you doing too much of. You know what I'm saying? And Damn, man, hold on. What the fuck is this? My hairline looked like it was going back, bro. I just had this do-rag on for too long, though. That's what it is. I ain't gonna lie, like my shit was going backwards. An addiction is something of an imbalance in your life. It's something you're doing too much of, you know. You could be addicted to the gym, you know. And I've told you guys for quite some time now, you know, for a minute, which I've seen a talk to a therapist and stuff online, and I talked to several people about things that, you know, my ups and downs, because everybody has it. And I feel like always having that third opinion, someone that's probably unrelated to the matter, to speak to somebody that just has that unattachment to you, that can give you a perspective from an outsider than someone on the inside. And sex and drug addicts, yeah, they dribbles. We're not gonna joke around about things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I appreciate you, but yeah, being addicted to drugs, it can be a negative thing. Now, if you're smoking on your leisure, smoking cigarettes or something, then okay. But like you're doing hardcore stuff, then nah, it's not good. But so I talked to them. You know, I talked, and I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about myself, and what my problems were and what they are, and then found out that I have myself an addiction, and that addiction is going to be to what you guys may think is weird, like what the hell? That's not a bad one, but it can be depending on how far you can go. I have an addiction to success. I'll let that sit for a second. Dribbles Docito. Drugs are not always bad, but an addiction is bad. You can smoke weed, that's fine, but if you're smoking weed and addicted, that's where it can get bad. The true like definition of an addiction is something that is being overly done. If you're smoking weed instead of spending time with your family, that's where it's a problem. When it becomes a problem of your life where you can't live a normal life, that's where it's a problem. I'm not trolling, Seeker. I'm not trolling. You gotta listen to me. You gotta listen to me. You gotta listen to this one. This is deep. I'm happy. Salute to my brother Zay in the building. Salute to Zay in the building. Because Zaya, this could definitely, you know, we have these talks, and I think that you can relate to this as well. But you can be addicted to success. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because when I thought about it, I said, holy shit, I got scared as fuck. My heart raised up because I saw it the same way other people could see being addicted to something else. We're going to break this down, man. We're going to break it down. We might open the lines up for the StreamYard a little bit to have you guys come in and chime in. But we have a lot to talk about that, you know, I think is just very important, bro. I think you guys got to really hear me out. You can be addicted to success and it be a bad thing. It's not like you can wanting to be successful is one thing, but being addicted to it, addicted, that's the word here. It can be bad. So I'm gonna explain to you exactly. See what Saya said? I feel the same way, bro. I isolate people out my life because it's the risk of success I want. That can sometimes be good,
popping on
not
a
always.
handstand.
I got $1,000 for you, Rena. I will be your first OnlyFans supporter.
Salutes to Rena OnlyFans. I got $1,000 for you, Rena. I will be your first OnlyFans supporter. Salutes to Rena OnlyFans. I think Rena is good though on that. Salutes to Rena in the chat though. So let's go ahead and break it down and get to the nitty and gritty. All right. I've been talking to this therapist for a minute, and I came to the conclusion. Well, not I, but we talked. One of the problems that I've been dealing with is I live, my mind, it lives in the future. I might have spoken about this before. I can't remember. But regardless of the fact, I'm going to share with you what I learned, because maybe some of you guys are in the same way. I live in the future. I don't live in the present. I don't live in the past. I live in the future. What does that mean? I'm always thinking about the future. I'm never here in this point of time. Unless I'm watching a movie, I'm in the middle of having sex or something, you know, things that there's certain triggers and certain things that bring us to the present. Like right now when I'm talking, I'm here with you guys. I'm in the presence. I'm in this present time. So it's good. You know, when you're having sex with your lady or whatever, you're in the present in that moment. Maybe some of you guys are thinking about some other shit. I don't know. You watch a movie, you're watching a movie. You're watching a YouTube video, you're watching something in that present moment. You're taking that in as you are. But when I'm off of those type of things and I'm just about and around, I'm thinking about, I'm trying to stay 2 steps ahead on everything I do. And by doing that, by worrying about future things constantly or trying to be prepared for future things constantly, you miss out on things that are going on present in your life. And then to find out the majority of the things that you worry constantly about in the future, majority of the time, those fears never come. They never happen. So you waste valuable energy, stress, and mental on those future things that never even happen. And then you find out like, damn, I wasted all that time worrying about that when I could have just been focused on the now and the me and enjoyed what I had at that moment. The reason why you may find yourself in that predicament where you are constantly looking in the future and not the present is because maybe that has worked for you. Like you might be traumatized from an event where you didn't plan something and then something went wrong, and then later on you planned something and it went right. So it stays in your brain that by you continuously doing that and working on a future thing, you'll never run into a problem later on down the road because you've already been prepared. Salute. So we find that we talk about that. We talk about being constantly in the future. Then we run into situations or we run into examples of that. There's multiple things in my life that, salutes to Hypebeast Gamer, man. Have you heard of Suicide Boys? No, wait. I feel like I might have. I've ran into a lot of things where I am striving to do something. I have a certain goal, I have a certain thing that I want to achieve, right? And I work so hard to get that, and then I get that achievement, and I don't even care about it no more because I'm on to the next thing. So I explained that to someone else, and they said, bro, you seem like you are addicted to success or addicted to thrills, addicted to the next thing, to the point where you don't even appreciate the things that you currently have. And that led to this point where I was like, it's obvious there is some sort of addiction to success. A great example, right? We got our pool started. We started looking to get our pool done back in July of last year. And that whole time, you know, I'm getting my money up to get this pool. I'm preparing. I'm so excited about it. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna swim, I'm gonna be doing all this shit, doing all that, and I'm hyping it, I'm building it up, and then I finally get this pool, and then once I get the pool, I'm on to wanting to do something else. I'm looking for the next thing to do now, and I'm not even enjoying my pool. I haven't even been in my pool more than probably 5 times since I've gotten it, like for the past 3-4 months. I'm already moving on, trying to get the next thing or think about the next dollar, the next big thing to do now. I'm not even enjoying the fruits of the labor, the things that I've brought, you know, into fruition. So the thing is that that's a good way to think, you think overall, but after a while, when you continuously do that, the way it's going to end up is I'm going to die an old man with all these things that I have not been able to enjoy. There is no, just like with, and that's where I understood the addiction part.
Ooh, that pussy popping on a handstand.
Jake, man.
I was addicted to sports gambling at one point. It goes so bad I was betting on fucking table tennis during the day because there was nothing else to bet on. It was a way to make something exciting and pass time. I would get sick to my stomach when I lost.
Sister Jake, I was addicted to sports gambling at one point. It got so bad I was betting on fucking table tennis during the day because there was nothing else to bet on. It was a way to make something exciting and pass time. I would get stuck to my stomach when I lost. See that gambling, that shit crazy. That's one thing I'm happy I ain't, like, you know, did not occur. But hopefully you got better on that, my brother. So Yeah, so hopefully that salutes to Jamie Gills. Think of it as not as think of this as not contributing to success. Use it as a part of a date night with your lady. Enjoy the moment with her. So salutes to Jamie, man. Use that link down below instead of the super chat, because that YouTube take that 30%. But it's just like we're gonna keep going because it's gonna get deeper and deeper. The understandings of it more and more. I understood things. But think of it this way. I've always said, like, bro, when people do these, like when drug dealers get that million, 100 million, you hear all the time these crime stories, like they're making 100 million a month. Why did they just not stop and then just live their life out and stop risking it all and then eventually getting caught? It's the same way that I think every time, like, bro, like, why not take not even take a break, but like be content and be happy for what you got. Because once I get what I want, I'm constantly trying to, it's called chasing the high. I'm chasing a high. I get this. I get a house. Now I want this. Now I want this. Now I want this. Now I want this. So I'm constantly chasing a high, right? And yes, you want to be successful. Yes, you never want to be comfortable. But when it starts interfering with your mental, or you're not spending much time with your family, you're not spending much time with your friends, you're cutting people off, you're doing this and that, or if you getting you just mentally down because what you're doing working wise is not working, that's where the addiction part comes in, and that's where the problem comes in. And that's where I realized that being addicted to success was the same. I'm trying to think of it. Not it's not the same really, but the same concept. The concept, I guess, is the same as being a drug addict. Someone goes and smokes some fucking PCP, has the best high of their life, and then they spend the rest of their life smoking PCP trying to achieve that same high as the first time, but they're never able to do it. They're always cut short, but they're constantly smoking it and smoking it and smoking it, trying to reach that high that they'll never achieve. Success is the same way, where you can get successful and you constantly are trying to chase the next and next high. They reach that next and next high, and to the point where you look back and it's like you didn't even, not with drugs, no, but you look back and you don't even get to enjoy the things that you achieved, because now you look back, you're old, or you killed your body because you fucking, who knows, you know what I'm saying? So, I had that talk and I sound like, damn, I was like, bro, like, I was low key, like, kind of spooked, because I'm like, damn, this is the mentality that drug addicts have with drugs. Like, how I feel about success and wanting the next best thing, they feel that same way about them getting high on that next drug, that they're willing to take a stronger drug or a stronger dose because they just can't reach that point that they want. I bought a house, I bought a pool, then I'm like, oh, I want to get a car. I got a car now. Now that I got a car, it's like, now something else has to fill that void. But all these things I'm having, I'm looking back on, it's like, I'm over it now. Very similar to things on Amazon. You buy a new camera, you buy this, and then you're so hyped for it to come in. Once it comes in, you get it, you play with it for a few times, and then it goes to the side, and you look at the next thing to go buy on Amazon. You get it, it comes in, you're hyped, you play with it a little bit, throw it to the side. I mean, shit, that concept runs in a lot of things in my life. And one thing for us is sneakers. We'll sit here, lightning fours. I'm hyped. Hey, get the lightning fours, wear them one time, put them in the closet. They don't come out for fucking months. Maybe never come out again. I have tons of shoes like that already. I have tons of shoes that hype, yeah, and then got them and then nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh. Get the lightning fours, got them, man. I'm happy. Okay, cool. Where's the cool grays at now? Cool grays coming. Oh, cool. Got the cool grays. Yeah. Oh, where's the playoff 12s at now? It's a thing, bro. And I wanted to share this with everybody, because I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like we could all have some sort of addiction or source that chasing of that high or that moment. And I feel like maybe we should all just try to at least recognize it. There's levels to it as well. Like, if you're not affecting your family, your time with your family and all that, then you have a good balance, then it's good to go. But the part that makes things an addiction is the lack of balance, where you're taking other things away to satisfy that. As far as with me and Nicole, I have not let it take effect of our relationship, but I did let the success take effect on my mental. You know, if I drop a video and it doesn't do well, or if I'm doing this and it doesn't do well, you know, I correlate the video not doing well, or the live not doing well, or the following not doing well with success not doing well. And, you know, you got to be able to differentiate the two at the end of the day. You know, YouTube is not built off of success. YouTube is built off an algorithm. It was created. So whether a video gets out to the public or gets out to this person or not, it's not really it's not dictated all the time by how good you are, or how good the video you put out is good. Because there's people that make great content like Trollmageddon that doesn't get as many views. It has nothing to do with the success or how great it is. It's about whether or not YouTube wants to decide to put it out there that one day and it hit. You feel me? But, you know, Zaya, I know Zaya, like, you've been doing your live thing a lot, and you've been going live, nigga, 3, 4, 5 times a day. You've had to make some sacrifices at the same time, and it's giving you, in reality, in return, with those sacrifices and you going live, you have got success. But don't fall down that rabbit hole where you feel like you got to constantly keep doing it over and over to the point where you lose and detach from reality. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I know what with you, those days, sometimes you'll take 3, 4 days off, take a break or whatever. But any other creators out there too, or anybody who wants to, anything, this is not like a YouTube thing. This is for anybody. You know, so I'm cool with like taking breaks now and turning off. That was another thing I never turned off. Like being a YouTuber for me was always like being a doctor or a police officer. You know, like you're at home and you get that call, you got to get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Like social media and all that is a constant thing. The moment you log off, you're no longer in the field, but you feel like you're always being left out. Like that social media, that YouTube, all that social media is like it's built off feeling left out. That's why people look at Instagram and they see this person successful, that person successful, and it makes them feel down almost in a way, or you know what I'm saying. And I'm learning that like I got too consumed into that social media shit, and at the same time, I won't even say consumed. I just think that I look too much ahead, and I don't look around and look behind me at times. I don't look at like this. I look at what other people are doing rather than.
Ooh, that pussy popping on a handstand.
Can you do 2 lives today? Tell us about your bachelor party for second live. Also tell Nikki we going out one Friday for a ATL bachelor party version.
Salute to motherfucking Jesse in the building. Can you do 2 lives today? Tell us about your bachelor party for a second live. Also tell Nikki we are going out one Friday for an ATL bachelor party. Yeah, Tito already told me about that. We're gonna be doing that. So salute to Jesse for that $3. We're gonna do a little mini bachelor party when all my family and everybody get out here. So we gonna definitely get that popping, Jesse. Now as far as that second live, I don't know. I gotta eat pretty soon. See, that's what I'm saying. See, Zay, I'm addicted to chasing content when I'm not online. I feel lonely and sad. I'm happy when folks are being entertained. Exactly. So you just gotta acknowledge that and try to figure out a way to balance it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like I thought, and a lot of people may still think like, bro, being addicted to success, how the fuck can that be? Like, bro, like, you know, like imagine a dude that's fucking a bitch all day long. Like, bro, how can he be addicted to sex, man? You're fucking, like, that's what life's about. Fucking bitches. Yeah, man. What are you talking about? Like, no, like, there's if it's not balanced, it's not normal. It's not right. It has to be a balance. So yeah, like, you shouldn't feel lonely and sad. That's not that part. Wanting to be doing content is good. But if it's making you, but when you're not doing it, if you're feeling lonely and sad, then something has to be fixed. Zaya should feel happy at all times. He should feel happy when he's entertaining, but also happy when he's not. And that's the balance part there, bro. Like, that's the part with me. Like you said, there be times when I like take days off when I'm not doing shit, and I feel like, man, I'm missing out, man. Like, oh shit, this person just dropped the video, man, talking about that. Fuck, I need to do that, man. Oh shit, man. Fuck, I'm not doing it, man. I'm behind now, man. God damn, fuck. Like, shit, man. What's the next video I could do? I gotta come back strong, like, you know. Bull ain't did a video in 2-3 months now. I don't know how, nigga. If that was me, nigga, I would go crazy, bro. I don't know how he's doing it, but like that, like to be able to not do it and be able to relax. Hopefully he's. I mean, I saw him this weekend. He was relaxed. He's not pressured, but that's a balance. Salutes to Antoine Frazier. Love you, brother, and proud of you and Nigga. I appreciate that, man. Salutes to Antoine Frazier. That's one of my first subscribers ever right there, bro. I've been holding it down for about 7-8 years. That nigga been subscribed for a minute. On Tony D. Wild, one of my first subscribers. Like OG, triple OG right there. Appreciate that, Antoine. Thank you, man. But sneakers is not I don't feel like an addiction with that. I don't feel the addiction with sneakers and that. Like I'm like that part. I think it's my addiction is with success. You know what I'm saying? Success. And when you're on Instagram and on Twitter and you see other people doing things, and then you like, man, I want that. I want to get that. I never hate on the next person that's doing something, but I want to achieve that. I want to achieve that thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong to be motivated, but to stress about it, to overthink it, to sit up at night at 3, 4, 5 in the morning thinking about like, what can I do, man? You know what I'm saying? It becomes a point where it's not healthy. And the reason why accepting this is so hard is because this addiction got me to where I'm at now. That strive, that hunger, those nights, that constant wanting to do content, that cutting people off and not going out and partying and staying in the room or staying with that camera is what got me to this point. That addiction in some way helped get me where I'm at. So it's hard. It's hard to you know, it's like half baked at the end when Dave Chappelle was smoking that blunt. He had that last blunt. He had to throw that bitch over the bridge. You know, it's like that. Success is not people may think it, but yeah, success is not by the amount of money you got. We like to think of it that way, but it's not about the amount of money you got at the end of the day either. If right now, me right now, right? If right now I'm talking to somebody and I give somebody this type of thought process and they listening, and that person becomes a billionaire, and they say, man, Tony D was the reason why I listened to this and got to where I'm at. I could feel more successful about helping that person than the amount of money I made, you know, at the end of the day. Like you could, it's not always equivalent to the amount of money you got. You could be successful in something that has nothing to do with money. Is basically what I'm saying. Success is, let's look up the definition of success. Success is accomplishing an aim or purpose, having achieved popularity, profit, or distinction. Profit is one thing on there, but aim or purpose, achieving it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to eat steak today and you go to Kroger and buy you a steak, you are successful at achieving your steak. If you want to take a shit today and you wake up and take a shit, you have successfully shitted. That didn't cost you no money. So, my thing, I'm trying to learn that success has nothing to do with how much money I make or how much money I got. It's all about how good I feel about what I've done without the reward of the money. Me being able to just do a video itself and have an audience should be enough for me. And if it's only 5,000 people versus 30,000 or 60, that fact itself is success. Right now we did a live. We got a couple donations in, salutes, you know, but I should feel successful about talking to 200 people and giving my message. That part should be success. Not that, oh, I made this amount of money, I made this amount of money. And I think that's where I want to go moving forward in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say not feel successful. You know what I'm saying? Why I feel like Tony talking about me. I was up at 4 a.m. last night on Plenty of Fish looking for chicks to stream with. I told him I don't want sex, just content. Hey, because as I said, you're a creator, bro. So it's kind of it follows in that same. We all have that same rhythm, you know. But I feel like at the end of the day, like I can't. I moving. Like I don't want to stop working as hard or nothing like that. But I want to work on the imbalance that is in my head. I don't feel like I'm overworking myself physically, but I can overwork myself mentally. I can stress about, man, I didn't go live, man. Damn, I didn't do Twitch this night. Fuck. Man, my video ain't hit that. I need to figure out the balance of that at the end of the day. And whether that's getting off the computer and getting the fuck away from social media.
Ooh, that pussy popping on a handstand.
Oh, God.
Are you doing a freestyle donation goal today?
Salutes to Roberto23. Are you doing a freestyle donation goal today? If I do that, man, I'm gonna do that at the end, bro, because I don't want to like talk about fucking Gorilla Cheeks. I don't want to talk about Gorilla Cheeks in the middle of this live right now. But yeah, so like at the end of the day, like I don't want to. I feel like a lot of the time the stress can definitely come from social media itself. Do something. Sorry guys, that motherfucker. So also what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open these lines up, man. I'm gonna open these motherfucking lines up. And nobody comes, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. Read this broadcast. I ain't did this shit in a minute. Hopefully my shit's still right. Well, I think it is still right. My StreamYard still popping? I think it is. It is. Bet. My shit's still there. Alright, I'm gonna send y'all the link. All right, I'm gonna put the link out. Like I said, no, you don't have to come through, but if you want to come through and shop it, we can talk about it. But let me read some of these guys in the chat. An addiction that can lead to depression, anxiety if you don't achieve the same level of success in the future. Exactly, Jamie. Exactly. That's it. Exactly. We all deal with that in some ways. I'm pretty sure, bro. Like, I see other creators out there that's just killing it, and I'd be like, fuck, man, I wish I could kill that. And then I'm not there. I'm not where I want to be or something. And boom, there goes your anxiety. There goes your depression of some sort. You feel me? And then you then overwork yourself to try to achieve that. You start trying to do more and more and more. And then while you're doing that, you're overworking yourself mentally. But while you're trying to overachieve, you're not moving at the pace you want. So then there goes more depression, more anxiety. So then you're just going and then you're burning out. When you burn out on content, then you're just going again. You're just going rock bottom, you know? So it is what it is. Like, no limit. Why don't you just successfully take a break? Hold on. What's good, Craig?
What's good, Tony?
Shit, man. It's kind of loud where you at. You might have to mute yourself in and out when you're not talking.
You said it's loud?
Yeah, like it's a lot of static air.
Hold
on. So for instance, right? I'm gonna be 100. When I was in Vegas, I put my phone down. I wasn't doing no video. I wasn't doing no videos. I wasn't shooting. I wasn't doing nothing related to YouTube, and I was good. The moment I got back home and it came up to this office, all that stuff came back instantly, bro. I was like, yo, what the fuck? But I'm good now. Like, I'm really good now because I remember what was going on, and I remembered what the feeling of that, like the office, the space gave me a feeling of like urgency in a way. You feel me? But I won't lie. I shot my video yesterday. Today I said I'm gonna take my little day off break. And like with this type of stuff, this is therapy almost in a way. Just like Zaya said, I was good. Like I'm not even tripping right now. I said though I want to share this with people, so I'm good. Tony D, when you get something and you're not happy, you might be depressed. I don't necessarily everything that I achieved and want and I get, I'm always happy. The thing is that moment of being happy about it is not it's in and out. It's like if I won the Super Bowl, I'll win the Super Bowl, I'll get the trophy. This is dope. And then tomorrow I'll be like, man, we got to grind. We got to get that next year's Super Bowl. I won't even worry about Disney World. I don't even care about that shit. I'm ready to get the next championship. That's just how my head is.
Is my mic good now?
Yeah, you good. Just go ahead and say what you got to say. And then mute it when you're not talking.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I definitely feel where you're coming from, bro. Just me, when I first started trying to do this content creating stuff, I always measured my success by views, likes, and all type of like crazy shit. And it got to a point to where like I was waking up every day trying to I was stressing myself out trying to figure out what is it that I can do that's gonna basically shoot me to the top. Like where I'm making money, I'm getting sponsorships and endorsements and shit like that. And at some point that shit takes a mental toll on you, and it also will, kind of like affect your life financially. Like you start spending money on shit that you probably shouldn't spend money on because you have this. I had this addiction with trying to attain some sort of like status or whatever. I want to say like as of recently, I think I found out like Instagram has like an option for you to be able to like hide your likes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think that something like that is something that I need because honestly, I've always been told that I'm very successful at what I do, but I always turn my head sideways because I'm like, well, shit, I ain't got like no 20,000 something followers. Like I ain't getting like 100. I ain't cracking like 100, 200 likes on a post. And somebody like told me, it's like, bro, the fact that you set a goal to learn how to do something, that's success. Like, no matter if your goal was small or big, and you were the only one that knew about that goal, if you achieve that shit, that's success.
The only thing with that, like, the only thing is with all this is like, I don't think there'll be a point. I can't think. Maybe if somebody in the chat, if you ever experienced this, let me know if it's real. But I don't think there's a point in YouTube or any like YouTube especially, or even like I said, these success triggers where I'll be like, yes, I did it. Woo! All right, I'm good, baby. I'm good to go now. Like I could chill. Like I'm good, man. Hey, what's next? Shit, I don't know. Just having fun, man. I'm just chilling now. No, when I hit that 1 million sub, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. I'm signing out. Peace, man. What am I doing to get to 2 million, man? Fuck, man. You know, like that. I don't know if there's because like you look, like I said, you look at like the Scarfaces and shit. Like motherfuckers made millions and making millions. You think why not they stop? They didn't stop for a reason, bro. They didn't stop for a reason, bro. Salute to my brother Sniper Jones in the motherfucking building.
Yo,
Ghost watching a bit. What's good, brother?
You know, I think that pressure is a lot harder on people who already who did successfully make that success. Yeah. So for someone like you, it's kind of like, well, shit. You got this pressure on you to kind of keep going because now it's like eyes on you. It's like, oh, if you flop, it's like, oh, Tony was a all-star like YouTuber, but he don't be doing shit no more. His shit flopped out, and it's just kind of like you even got that in the back of your mind. Like that's part of your success too. Like you can't have people out here thinking like you just flopped, like you bombed out.
Yeah, I mean, and I definitely understand that too. Like, cause they're like. We've been hearing that. I've been hearing shit like that for years. Like you watched or this channel's dead, but like, bruh, that was told that shit 5 years ago. Like that, that's just something that you kind of like. Hey, everybody hit that like button. We got 200 in the motherfucking building, by the way. You just gotta kind of like get over it, though. What's good, Snipe?
What's good, my boy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, I was watching this live. I was like in the middle of doing some shit myself, but it's so crazy to hear the same shit that you're talking about. It's the same shit that I talk to a lot of my friends about. I think everybody go through the same thing, and like mental health is something I take serious. So I just really wanted to get on here and talk to people about something that I had to figure out, especially when it comes to like social media, because now I think more people are depressed than ever, and that's obviously because of social media. I talked to my grandparents about depression. They don't even know what the shit is. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to go through the same things that people go through, which is daily comparison. Every time you turn on your phone, you see somebody else's views, you see somebody else's, even women. Like, it's to the point where now women feel like they got to get their body done because every woman who gets attention got a banging body. So it go down to like the biggest things to the smallest things. I think you hit it. It's pretty much like, nigga, success is what you want it to be. It's that easy. It ain't what everybody else
Ooh,
looks
that
for it to
pussy
be.
popping on a
Hold
handstand.
on, let me just get this out one.
Burnout is part of the journey.
Salute to Supreme Kid 98. He said burnout is a part of the journey. I mean, yeah, I have had numerous burnout moments. Being a content creator in general is burnout is a normal thing. So I definitely appreciate that, Supreme Kid. Thank you for the $5 donation. Continue on, Snipe.
But nah, yeah, I mean that shit though. Like the grit and grind of doing content, that shit is a grind. I tell everybody. We even talked about that.
And now that you're here, it's a good. I mean, I've told you this, but first thing first, what you just said, it's worse than ever now because we're forced to stay home at some point because of COVID, and so all we got to do is go on social media to get that interaction. I can't go pull up on Snipe, but I can go watch them on Instagram or whatever. So you're forcing people to watch these apps that are all about comparison, almost in some sort of way, that have numbers and shit in front of it. When I go see you, Snipe, I don't see numbers. I just see you. But when I'm on Instagram or YouTube, it's a number or something. You know what I'm saying? So like it's always a comparison. But there's been plenty of times in the past where Snipe would hit me up or anybody would hit me up and they're like, yo, Tony, man, I fuck with you, man. Let's do this and that. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm like, Snipe will look at me like, man, you got it going on. Like, you got them killing it. But in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to still grind, bro. Like, I'm not where I want to be. And I'm pretty sure you got people that coming at you that's even on a smaller scale saying like, Snipe, you got it all figured out. But you like in your head like, bro, my nigga, I'm stressed. I don't like where I'm at. I want to be here. I'm trying to get to that point. Yeah. And I think that's something that like people will sit here and watch me talk about this addiction and be like, bro, look what you got. Look at everything you got. How the fuck are you complaining? Basically, I'm complaining to some people, but it's like, it don't matter where you at. I think it's always going to be that. Like, I talk to Cash Nasty. I know my man Cash, he deals with this. If he was up here right now, he'd tell you he deals with the same stress that I'm dealing with. But it's like, you wouldn't even imagine something like that coming from someone who getting millions of views of fucking video. Like,
but look, let me tell you where it changed for me, because it was like that. It's no longer like that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I stopped putting, and it might sound cringy, but I swear to God, the truth. I stopped putting like value into like certain shit like that. I stopped putting value on things you can obtain, right? Because you said it. All right, cool. I want the whip. You get the whip, and now it's a new thing. Okay, cool. I want the girl. You get the girl. Okay, cool. I want whatever. Once you stop putting those type of values on things you can obtain, you realize that like you're not moving the goalposts, nigga. Like, we keep moving the goalposts because we think this is what we want until we get it, and now you want something else. Once you put that focus on something else that's more control, like, okay, cool. I just want to be like the best son I can be type shit. Or I just want to be like the best friend I can be. Or I want to make sure I spend time with my family. Because realistically, right, as content creators, we make content and we do a lot of shit and we grind. But at the end of the day, like, we don't really rock or we cut off or we isolate ourselves from people who, those gonna be the people that speak at our funeral, nigga. Like, those are the people where if we lose it all, nigga, we can call them, right? Like those are the people that we sometimes have to just like kind of get up out the way. But I feel like the way you really win is when you can stay tapped in with them people and still do what you got to do. So I feel like once you're able to get that balance, it's all about balance. Once you can create that balance and stop putting happiness or success on those things that you can just buy or obtain, even if it's a sub count.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like, damn, when I hit 10K, I'm on. Like, I ain't gonna need nothing else. Like, nigga, I was retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't true.
Yeah.
So I stopped putting value in that. I don't value that no more. So I was in that place. I'm not in it no more. I found that out. So maybe you should use that, bro. Try it out. You know, you can hit my line whenever. I got a slide. Yeah. But I just wanted to speak my piece on it, man. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, my boy. I get up with you.
For sure, bro.
Bet.
Yo, Ashy Knuckles, you are totally off topic. This has nothing to do with about YouTube. YouTube is not the addiction of that. You know, you're saying I'm in an industry where success is based on views. You can be forgotten in an instant. It is what it is, respectfully. That is definitely true. But we're not like the fact of the addiction is my addiction has nothing to do with how well I'm doing on YouTube. I'm talking about my life in general, success in general. And success is not my success is not just based upon what this YouTube channel. I got clothing lines, I got sneaker cleaning products, I got stocks, I got cryptos, I got IRAs, I got multiple things that have investments that are all based on an addiction. I just made money on crypto. I want to invest more crypto. That's that success I've had has caused an addiction to where I want to put more and more into that. This has nothing to do about the content on YouTube and it being watered down. Bro, that shit has been repeated for 10 years now. That dead channel, saturation, whatever, all that shit is dead, bro. That shit is old. That shit is old. That shit is not going nowhere. YouTube is not going nowhere. Sneaker YouTube is not going nowhere. And this shit, the shit I'm doing here, is damn sure not going nowhere because this shit's only gotten bigger. But at the end of the day, like,
Yeah, like some people don't even realize that like addiction to success has like ended families. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude don't want to come home from work later, leave the basement, thinking about what he got going on and what can he do next to propel himself. And it's just like he don't have time for family. He don't spend time with his kids and shit like that.
you got too many. You got too many. You got too many
This shit is
lanes.
just
I
like
don't.
crazy at times.
I don't know how that makes sense. You got
Even
too
for
many
me, like
lanes.
right now, it's just hard to put into words. Like just dealing with it, like myself, like little by little, like each day. So, but all I can say is like for you, Tony, it's just about like just just staying the course and just figuring shit out as you go along. Just trying to like they said, just try to figure out a way to like put yourself in the now instead of focusing so much on the future. Because I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Like hearing you beforehand saying like I'm doing the same thing. Like I'm focusing more and more like on like what I'm trying to do for my family in the future and stuff like that, time and time again. But it's like I'm not even like focusing on what's going on now. And I'm losing a lot of that time. Well, not even losing time, but just losing a lot of that, I don't know, just self-awareness of like what I'm dealing or what I'm trying to deal with or what is going on like with me right now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Nah, exactly. I don't think that there's a such thing as having too many lanes, actually. You look at any billionaire out there, I'm pretty sure they have multiple lanes that makes them billionaires. You can't just sit and focus on one thing and expect it. There's just no fucking way possible. There's no way. To make money, to be well in that aspect a multiple successful individual, you're gonna have multiple lanes. Like I'm not gonna sit here and just be only on YouTube. Like, no, I'm gonna be doing other things. If YouTube ends today, I'll be good. So I'm not maybe to you, Ashley, or to other people out here, I'm on here talking about I'm addicted because I'm having bad views. No. I am now seeing that my it's a constant repetition of new goals. And those new goals only get higher and higher, but it's almost in an addictive manner. The things I want, there hasn't been many goals that I have not achieved. I wanted a car, I went and got a new car. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a pool, I went and got a pool. But the thing is that constant thought process of future things has then started to lead me to the point where it's been almost unhealthy, where you're not appreciating the now. You're not appreciating those things that you want now because you're constantly looking into the future. That's the point here. That's the point of the whole thing. Susla Kalami, don't lose that hunger and smell your flowers. That's the thing. I don't want to necessarily say, man, I ain't trying to be goddamn. I'm trying to cut off all that future shit. I want to worry only about the now and not plan for the future. But I don't want me planning for the future to affect my emotions, my thoughts, my anxiety of the now. Is what I'm saying. I want to also appreciate what's going on right now at this moment. Because right now, or previously, nigga, 90% of the time I'm thinking about next month or next year instead of worrying about what's going on right now at this moment. And there's times when we're thinking that far ahead, that God's gonna send shit to you right now that's gonna make you think about right now. Whether something happened to one of your family members or something happened, there's some weird shit gonna happen that's gonna snap you back into reality. But what, Craig?
Is like you said earlier, it's the because it is an imbalance. You just want to try to figure out what that balance is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that ultimately kind of, counteract some of the issues surrounding like that addiction. Like just being able to find that balance. But hell, even finding a balance just kind of just be like not even a priority is so weird. Like it's weird how our mind works. Like we know what we need to do, what we should be doing, and what we should like what's more important. But it's kind of like it's hard for you to take your mind. Like for like right now, I have a addiction to being successful with just collecting my sneakers. Like I'm trying to figure out like, damn, how do I get more? When do I stop? When is enough enough?
Hold on, Jamie. You ain't finna be disrespecting my beer. This is Blue Moon. You trying to up my craft beer, boy. Hold on, man. What you talking about, man? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, man? Don't be telling me to up my motherfucking craft beer, nigga. I got that shit on deck, man. I got that motherfucking shit you can't just get at the motherfucking goddamn bar. So don't be talking about, I'm just sipping on something normal right now for a normal Wednesday. I'm just trying to treat Wednesday like it's normal. Don't disrespect my beer game now. Coming in here. See, that's the problem. Some of y'all just came in here, like Keno probably just came in here a couple minutes ago, because people in here coming in like, what do you mean 7 is? You know, this sounds like an ambition. Like y'all are more than likely just coming into this room and hearing me talk about this and that. I said earlier, I'm gonna break it down a little bit again because I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. And you know, we've been talking about this for already an hour. I've talked to a therapist recently because we were just talking, and she was asking me about what was going on, and I told her that I'm constantly thinking in the future, constantly worried about what's going to happen next year, this year, the 2, 5, 3 years, never focusing on the now to the point where that I'm not in the now and appreciating the things right in front of me, cutting family members off, not spending time with people. That part is an imbalance, and an imbalance, in my opinion, and even to the person I was talking to, is when you're focused on something that's causing an imbalance in you mentally or even physically, that is an addiction. And my addiction is success. My addiction is chasing that high, that next thing, that next thrill. I smoke. It's like a person I said earlier, smoking PCP for the first time and getting high, and then constantly smoking PCP, trying to achieve that same high over and over. I have achieved this. Now I'm trying to achieve this, and I'm trying to achieve this, and it's going to constantly keep going up and up. Yes, that's a good thing. You would only want to go more and more and push more and more. But when it gets to a point when it's all you think about, and you're starting to not be in tune with what's going on currently, and you're starting to not talk to people as you used to talk to them, or doing too much of that, that's where the imbalance occurs. That's where an addiction occurs. So that's the point of this whole entire thing. This has nothing to do with YouTube, with the amount of views. We just used YouTube and the amount of views based for me, for my personal thing. But this can go for anything at the end of the day. Like, that's the main purpose of this whole thing. That's depression.
Yeah,
Hey,
I can't agree with that.
I mean, I don't know. That's depression. Depression, in my opinion, Smoothie, would be me looking at like depression. Depression plays a part in the anxiety. Depression, it can play a part in a part as a symptom or whatever of that addiction, into the fact that if I'm sitting up late at night and I'm seeing this person successful, that person successful, and I'm looking at myself like, why am I not doing good, man? Fuck, man, I'm not good, man. I'm not worthy. That's like the depression that I see it. But an addiction of chasing a thrill, chasing a high, I don't see that as a depression. I see that as an addiction. What's good, Leo? Quad control, you said eventually you stop chasing that dragon. I asked that question earlier. How do you stop? What makes you stop? Is there going to be a goal that I'm going to have, that I'm going to achieve, and then eventually be like, okay, I'm done? No, that will never happen. That never happens.
that's not going to happen anytime soon, because there's always going to be that next thing over the horizon that's going to, like,
Exactly.
you know, want you to reach that high that you had from like the last thing. So it's like there's no end to it. Like, I know a lot of people say like, oh, there's a way of like getting past of chasing that dragon, but there's never an end to it. Like,
Hey Tremaine, you say I never talk. You said never look like he listening. He just waiting to talk. No hate. You want to come in here and talk to me so I can listen? There's a link right there. You want to take that link so I can listen to you? Let me know. I don't. See, Mr. Esther said, why do you feel like you need to have success? Is there something that you never, is there something you haven't been able to achieve? No, I think I'm just addicted to the success that I probably have achieved, and I just continuously want more. And the thing is that it's good to have that. It's good to be motivated in one success, but when it starts to fuck with your mental and be something that you are focused on more than other things that are in the now, that's when I think it's a problem. What's good, Mello?
Yo, it's good, Tony.
I think what's easy. I think what someone could probably relate or say is I feel like you're kind of going through what Walter White was going through in Breaking Bad. He could have been stopped. He could have been quit, and he would have been fine. But he just was so obsessed with. He was so addicted to the money he was making and addicted to having that his own product. He was always trying to figure out how he could make more.
exactly. Like, actually a good analogy. Like, the more success that you achieve, eventually you're gonna have an addiction to wanting to be or top that success that you've already achieved. It's like even Jeff Bezos is like a good example. Like, I'm pretty sure like he didn't just want to stop at where he had Amazon at when it was just like, you know, a book service. He was like, I want to be able to do something more with that. And once it gets to the point where it's at now, homeboy is like, all right, like I want to do something else, or I want to achieve success in doing something else, and he's still doing that, like, hands down. Like, it's always going to be like, it's a never ending, you know, roller coaster. It's like you're gonna want to try to you're always going to want to try and one up the success that you've already achieved.
So, and that's the thing.
Yo, Tony.
Let me say one thing, Mello, because I had mentioned this earlier. See, the thing is, it's hard for people to see it as an addiction or see it as something bad because it's successful wrapped around it. Just like if I got addicted to being in the gym, like if I'm doing good for my body, that's nothing bad. You can have an addiction on something that's you would think is good, but can still be bad for you.
Yeah,
it's the
like,
balance. It's the balance. It's the balance.
Like yeah.
But yo, Tony,
yeah,
let me. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of just to shorten my story real quick, and I'm gonna give you a little advice.
Okay.
So from the age of 15 till I was 25, I was addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
Everything under the moon I was looking to do, whoopty wop, all that. Like it was bad. It controlled my life. Like you were saying, it was taking me away from family time. It was taking me from what's important. It was just, like I'm just like, I can't do anything without getting high, whether it was on opiates, dope, like whatever. I just need to be high to function. That's what I thought in my brain. But it came a time where like things like where like it was like kind of like it was just like, I started like looking around and I'm like, like what am I doing? Like what is the end goal here? And so with me, that's when I realized like, oh shit, I'm getting tired. Like I'm getting tired of waking up, getting high, and then going and chasing, possibly doing, because in that lifestyle you got to do dirt to be able to get high, whether it maybe rob the plug or maybe like your homie got a little something, but you're not really your people's like that, but you're willing to take his stuff just to get you high. Like it eventually comes to a point where the person gets tired. And from what you're explaining and how you're getting on here and you're speaking your truth, I can tell you're getting tired. So the thing, and that's not a bad thing. Getting tired isn't a complete end to everything. What I realized when I got tired, something better came out of me getting tired. And what that was, okay, I don't need to get high. I don't need to do that. I don't need to go chase that. I don't need to go
Ooh,
do
that
this.
pussy
I don't need to
popping on
go.
a
Hold
handstand.
on 1 second, Andrew. Just
Nothing wrong with being addicted to succeeding, but success is different for everyone. Just gotta remind yourself when times get rough, that without the lows, there are no highs. It's part of the process. Shout out to the Sample Team 6 in the chat.
Salute to Andrew Cali. God damn it, Andrew Cali. So I just realized the name got changed. Andrew, salute to my brother Andrew. Nothing wrong with being addicted to succeeding, but success is different for everyone. Just got to remind yourself when times get rough. Without the highs, without the lows, there are no highs. It's a part of success. Shout out to Sample Team 6 in the chat. I definitely agree. I mean, and I'm gonna get back with that, Andrew. Go ahead, Mello.
So, salute to that donation. But yeah, like I was saying, like I got to a point where I got tired, dog, and it was just like, all right, like I don't really like when I got tired. I kind of broke it down, like, okay, what's
Ooh,
important to me,
Yeah.
and you know what's important to me. Like basically, what do I find that's a hobby for me that can be that can improve my life. You know what I'm saying? And that became, you know, me looking to start a t-shirt business. But also a big factor of it was my son was born, and I knew like me being on drugs and running in the streets, I wasn't gonna be able to be there for him. But if I didn't want to fix myself, then I wasn't gonna be able to help him. So once I had all these variables in front of me in this ambition, I was like, all right, you know what? Let me focus on this, and no matter what comes of it, whether it's negative or good, I'm gonna stick with that, and then you know what I'm saying, and just keep moving. And so now I say, so that was 5 years ago when I got off drugs and everything. And now I'm at a place in my life where like I'm just doing what makes me happy, which is taking care of my disabled son, watching him learn and grow, and him, you know what I'm saying, him just grow. And same with my daughter, watching her grow. But then also being, you know, working on t-shirts, doing stuff for, you know, other people in the community, trying to hook up with like Heartland Hope missions to help the youth. And, you know, eventually I'm able to spread myself out, but it took me getting tired of kind of like, I'm gonna throw an example for you of wanting subs, likes, worrying about, oh, does this person, you know, all these people really liking my video? Like it just took a point to where like I was like, all right, like I'm good where I'm at. I'm at peace because I have doing t-shirts. I have my son, you know, watching him and my daughter grow. But then also I'm doing things with y'all on YouTube. Like for instance, like doing the t-shirts with Zaya and stuff, like little stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It helps with just being at peace and not wanting to chase the more factor. The more I need more, I need
Yeah.
more. Because to be honest, I can tell you're tired, bro. And to be honest, Tony, you that guy, dog. When you drop a video, we fucking with you. We liking it. You know what I'm saying? Like we checking you out. Like you're gonna have the people out there that are gonna be like, oh, they're boring. Oh, this video got whacked, or Tony falling off. But to be honest, bro, you ain't been live, and I ain't not thought once Tony fell off. You taking a break. Same with
Yeah.
Bull. Bull's becoming a father. Like us people out here that are like sane in the brain, we're going to see that you're going through some stuff, and we're going to support you no matter what. So my suggestion to you is don't worry about the other people that are questioning you, because they're not the real factors. There's other people out there that actually care for you. And those are the people that are the factor, and they're going to ride with you no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I guess really this whole basis of this whole topic, this whole video in general, is to I think like I said, like the past like month or so, it's been a lot of different variables. My main thing is I've been motivated, I've been striving, whatever you want to call it, to do more and to do more, right? But my goal is not, I don't have a goal at this point. My goal is to be successful, but there's no actual, like, okay, if my goal was to get a pool, once you got the pool, it's there. But my goal is to be successful. There's no limit to that. So I'm chasing a limit that doesn't have a limit. I'm chasing something that doesn't have a limit. You feel what I'm saying? Because in reality,
Right.
some people, the reality is some people, right here is success. And that's it. But this ain't success. To me, it's not. I mean, it's like they said, it's subjective. So
Right.
So this may be success to people. To me, this isn't success. I'm not saying that in an ungrateful way, because I'm definitely grateful, but I feel like success is more. And then when I get that more, it'll be another thing that's probably more. So it's like, that's where I feel like the addiction part comes in because it's an
Yeah,
imbalance, a constant,
no,
you
the
know,
insanity of wanting more
yeah,
and chasing it. And honestly,
yeah,
bro, right now you're at the spot where you're recognizing it.
yeah,
So now that you see, you can set goals. Be like, okay, let me put a short term goal right here. This is my short term goal. And when you get that goal, pat yourself on the back because that's what you're supposed to do when you make goals. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard you say you kind of get to a goal and then you're like, "Psh, what's next? Like, God, oh
yeah.
well, like you don't really celebrate that you made it to that goal that you set. And I think that as
Exactly.
humans,
Yeah.
that's how we kind of will build our self-esteem if we're struggling in that area is when we complete that goal, whether it's small or big. Pat yourself on the back, give yourself some kudos. Like don't go out there and fall off, but you know what I'm saying, celebrate in your own new way
M-
of like I made it.
Yo, Mr. SS, you said that you said you think I'm playing with greed, but greed is something that's selfish. That's like me like wanting power and wealth for myself and for me only. That's me being like that's what greed is. I don't whatever when like the amount of money I got or what I have or the things that I have, I try my best to share that with people. You know what I'm saying? Even now with like right now, I'm trying to share this platform for other people to speak all the time. So I don't feel like there's any greed. Like I want more. Like greed, when I think of greed, that means I want what someone else has for myself. Like I want to take what they got and for me. Like what they have is
Right.
what I want.
Greed would be like you cutting Bull's part out of
Yeah,
Sample.
yeah,
That's
like
what
that.
greed
Yeah,
is. Like, and
yeah.
you're not greedy. So I don't think he's right on that
I
point
don't
with
know
saying
about
greed is
greed.
involved. Because you helping other people. You know what I'm saying? When you putting on other people, that elite that alleviates the option of greed.
See,
Exactly.
see,
Like
see,
that's
so,
just
see. Look, there's a good question. Justin said, "What do you do to unplug from the daily grind?" I'll assume your work schedule is not determined by 9 to 5 mindset, so unplugging from everything might be vital and give you a refreshed perspective. Justin, thank you for asking that question so that I can probably explain better. There was no unplugging. That's the problem. That's why sometimes it's good to have an office that's not the house. So when you go to that office and you leave that office and come home, home is home. But this is upstairs. So this whole
I about to
house,
say, but your mind is gonna always.
there's
Your
no
mind is not gonna let you not do what you want to do.
yeah, there's no
It's
unplugging. There's no unplugging, Justin. There's none. There's never unplugging. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that's where the addiction part comes. And that's where the moment of the now that I'm fighting to get to is coming. That's why I feel like this was an addiction because it's hard to unplug. When I get off this computer, go downstairs and eat, I'm gonna pull my phone out and check something. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm basically I think like the determining factor is just unplugging from the phone from social media. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got to do. You know, in some sort of ways because that's it. There's no unplugging, bro. There's no unplugging.
Yeah, and I mean, even, but also unplugging could be even for 5 to
See,
10 minutes out of a day.
yeah,
Just be like, yo, like I like to go get a certain drink, not alcoholic drink, but say some kind of beverage or something from this place that's $5, not too expensive, and then going there, driving that, and then clearing your mind. Like unplugging doesn't have to be like completely just shut down from it. You could, you know what I'm saying, like that you could do just 5 minutes meditation of like, yo, like all right, like
yeah. Justin has said
kind
that.
of just think about certain things that aren't gonna stress you. And we all know certain thoughts that are going on in our lives that will stress us.
So greed is an intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth, power, or food. See, I don't have my greed is not for when I think about success and the things I want. I don't think about that of a selfish matter. I'm not sitting here thinking about I want this all for myself. I think about it from a family's perspective, from multiple other people's perspective. From I want to have a platform that helps others. This specifically like this one, and on YouTube, my whole thing on YouTube is giving an opinion or giving something for other people that like everything I do. Kind of
Ooh,
like what
that
Zaya
pussy
said. Hold on.
popping
Kind
on
of
a
like what Zaya. I'm gonna pause
handstand.
this. Kind of like what
Is
Zaya said.
that Tank
Kind of
Davis
like
on
was.
the
God
panel?
damn it.
And why is this dude holding his phone up at the barber shop fucking up
Okay.
the barber's workflow? Don't be surprised if that line crooked.
All right. Salutes to yo. Is that Tank Davis on the panel? And why is this dude holding his phone up at the barbershop, fucking up the barber's workflow. Don't be surprised if that line crooked. Salutes to Yo is that he's getting his hair retwisted, so I don't think he's gonna have to worry about a lineup. This is such a beta male conversation. You got
that sounds
got
like some
one.
shit a bald head.
Hey,
person.
Benton, I understand it's beta, but you clicked it. So you're involved in it now, brother. Welcome to the beta male group. You know what I'm saying? Salutes, man. But yeah, no, I mean, I definitely understand the meditation part at the same time too, man. I understand it. Social media being an addiction is something that you know, because I feel social media is an addiction that isn't truly acknowledged. I definitely agree that that's that definitely could be an addiction for a lot of people, but I definitely I used to be on my phone way more than I am now. You know what I'm saying? The thing is I don't like look at my phone and have those thoughts or that constant thoughts of success based upon what is going on YouTube. I just look at the shit around me and around I look at my life and be like, damn, I want to get here. I want to do that. I want a bigger house. I want to do this. I want to have a bigger business. I want to hire. I want my mom to retire. Shit like that. Like I don't really use all. Not saying it never happens, but not everything is based upon what I see on social media. You know, at the end of the day.
Right. But and when we meet those goals, we got, like I said before, we got to remember to appreciate that moment of meeting that goal and living in that moment for, whether it may be 5 to 10 minutes, just live in that moment of that you you set a goal and you made it. And then, I think you'll find a little bit of more happiness in that part. Cause I could tell you was kind of like you said your own words where you're just like, what's next? Like, and I've been there before. Like you just like, all right, made it to this goal. What's next? Like I wasn't living in the moment on that goal. And then once I realized that, and I started living in the moment on the certain goals that I did set, was like, all right, like it just builds your self-confidence. Like, yo, like, all right, I did that. Like when I said something, I can do that. And then you just kind of keep proving that to yourself. And that, to me, that isn't a bad addiction.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, bro, like, I went to Vegas recently, and that was the first time I put my phone, the first time I actually had an actual vacation where I didn't worry about recording or anything. That was the first time I had that maybe in the last 5 years. Every time not saying I don't travel. When I travel, it was about getting the content, getting this and that. That was the first time I've been able to unplug. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go live, because it's like obvious, like, bro, people out here that ain't like, there's people out here that when they go on vacation, they go on vacation. Like that type of shit that was the first time like that I went out there. It was not about the content. It was not about filming. It wasn't about fucking anything. It was about enjoying the moment, being in the moment. And as soon as I got back home, I felt all that future shit come back. I actually felt like it was like a shadow that came over my fucking body. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of like reality kind of snapped back, and it was like, oh, so
I was like, damn, I'm happy to be home. I ain't gonna lie, because goddamn Vegas was hot as fuck. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, but damn, bro, like, shit. I'm like, it's back to the bullshit now. So it's like, bro, I'm sorry, but if you can't, there has to be some sort of addiction at that point. If you can't even take the time out to go have an actual vacation, bro, because you're so worried about next thing. Like I'd be worried like it's gotten better over the years, but tell me 2 years ago or a year ago to stop doing YouTube for 1 week, nigga, you feel like you do YouTube for 1 week, you was gonna fall off, like you was gonna come back and nobody was gonna remember you, because it was constant content that had to be put out every single day. So you get in that mind frame where it's like, hey man, you got to keep going, bro. If you take too many days off, motherfuckers gonna forget, like your shit gonna crash. So like that type of shit is not normal. That's not a balance. That's not just normal fucking striving for success, bro. That's mental. That's a mental issue. That's an addiction in my thought.
It's a mental imbalance.
Exactly.
Like for an addiction, for like drugs, they call it a chemical imbalance. But
yeah, so
when it's outside of drugs, it's a mental imbalance.
Yeah, Troll. I mean, shit, Troll. Go look now. Go look right now on my channel and look. There has not been a time, nigga, probably my whole motherfucking YouTube career, that I ain't dropped a video in more than 7 days. There definitely hasn't been that.
Yeah.
No way. There's not. No. I would probably say maybe 5.
Have you guys
Hold on.
have
John,
you
what's
guys
good? What's
watched
good, John?
the
Hold
social
on.
What's
Hold
going
on.
on?
documentary
Hold
on
on.
Netflix?
Craig, hold on, Craig. John, what's up?
Yeah, salutes.
What's good, brother?
First off,
What's good, John? What's good?
what's going on, Mello? Salutes to you.
Oh wait, this is John. Yo, John, man. I mean, no bad blood for this is the first time we got to speak. Cause I remember I came in Zaya chat trying to give them some fucking easy explanation and instructions, and they booted me out. Then John, you came in with the perfect voice, and they were like, "John, you're right." And then I was like, "Man, John, what the fuck? I said the same shit as John."
You gotta break it down, man. You just gotta break it down for people, Tony. That's all it is.
I was too ratchet at that point, probably. I was
So first off, salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody on the panel as well. Mello, you know what I'm saying? Salutes to you. So I'm listening to you, Tony, and I hear what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And I understand where you're coming from, but I think you also need to look at it from this perspective: is that a sign of a great men is people that are constantly looking for the next move, people that are constantly looking for the next height of success, right?
Yeah.
If you look around, you look at guys, let's just use something easy like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan won that first championship. He didn't go, man, I got my championship, I got my ring. He said, no, I want more. And he went back to that gym. He was constantly working. He outworked everybody else, even though he was already a winner. Even when they considered him the greatest, bro, he was still playing. He was still in the gym on a daily basis. He was still doing what it takes to make sure that he was ahead of the game. You look at guys like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs' entire life was about what? Apple. Everything. No matter what time it was, a day it was, or he woke up at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, go read about him. He used to write down stuff that he would wake up and write down whatever ideas that he had, stuff that he had dreamed about. It was all just about being completely encased in the idea of becoming more and more successful. When you look at yourself, you are successful, Tony. I think you're a successful person. But as you move up and you've seen things, I mean, I've watched you for years. You've had sneaker collabs, you've done, Foot Locker commercials, you've partnered with brands, you've done a lot of stuff that a lot of other people have not done. But you're continuing to move forward because you're building a foundation for more than just yourself. You're getting married soon. I'm pretty sure you're going to want to have children. You're talking about investing in crypto. All of those things is doing what? Building a legacy for not just yourself, not just your wife, but for your future children. I would guess that you want children. I've heard you talk about that before, right?
Yeah.
So all of that stuff is what you're doing to push your legacy forward. Now, I think the thing that you're talking about is finding a balance. And there's some truth there. Yes, you need to find a balance, but you also need to know that, bro, all of those men that I talked about, a lot of the balance was leaning towards pushing towards success. That's what it was, because that's what makes the world greater, when great men continue to push the world forward. And you're doing, you're pushing and you're building your legacy and you're building for yourself. Now, if you're having big issues with that, what I would advise you to do, meditation. I know a lot of people in the chat talked about that. Salutes to that. I would advise you to talk to a therapist. See a therapist once or twice a week, right? Sit down with somebody and say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. What is something that I can do where I could sit down and kind of detach for a little bit, or maybe turn my brain off for a second so that I can get back to that, so that when I return to the space, because you're a creator, and that's huge for creators. So when I return to that space as a creator, that I'll feel refreshed. That's something that you can do. But thinking that something is wrong with that type of drive that you have, right? That's what drives success, bro. That's what drives success. Being completely like, I know addicted is the word that you use, but it's another word. I can't think of it now, but being completely driven, constantly thinking about what's next, what I can do better, what I can do more, looking around and seeing what others are doing and saying, okay, that's good, but what can I take from that so that I could use, so that I can continue to prepare myself forward? That's how great men become great.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
Well,
that's how great men become great.
So what you said earlier is I have talked to a therapist. I have spoken to him about that. And that's what I'm saying. These are some of the things that we have talked about. Now, the addiction part was not brought, the word that was addicted was not brought from her. What she said was more so just trying to find ways to be in the moment rather than being in the future all the time. Like, because being in the future constantly takes you away from the present, because you have to be living in the present. You can't just be an autopilot 24/7. So that was the main thing she said. And I talked to another individual about what me and her talked about, and they said that they feel like that I might be addicted to the life of thrills, or like just the thrills in general, like are constantly searching for that high moment, and that the fact that I'm constantly creating new ones, I'm never able to dwell or appreciate the things that I have achieved, because I'm constantly looking for the next the next thing.
Mm-hmm. But that may just be that, honestly, and again, I'm not trying to
I understand. Go ahead. Feel free to speak.
this is just my opinion,
Yeah.
but that honestly may be part of your personality, and that may be the thing that pushes you and propels you forward. Because I'm telling you, I know a lot of great businessmen, bro. And when I tell you that I've seen, I know great businessmen that have bought companies, big companies, and when they bought that, they had a goal. They set that goal, they achieved it. They said, all right, boom, we got it. And they moved right on to the next. They didn't sit there and celebrate that, because it was constantly moving, constantly acquiring, constantly doing what it takes to get to the next level, to get to the next step, because they want to build their legacy. When all is said and done, again, there's a famous saying, you can sleep when you're dead, but I don't know necessarily want to use that. But in your later years is when you can sit back and really enjoy all of the success from the foundation that you're building right now. You know what I'm saying? When you 60 or something like that, that's when you can sit back and be like, okay, I can
Fruits of
chill.
your labor. I think that's what
Yeah, exactly. Fruits of your labor. That'd be a better. Thank you so much. That'd be a better saying. But that's when you can sit back. But bro, if you grind it right now and you getting it at 100 miles an hour, and like I said, you can continue to go talk to somebody just so you can unwind. But that drive, bro, that drive that you have into you, that you have in you, I truly believe you should value it, because there's a lot of people that ain't got that, bro. There's a lot of people that don't have that. There's a lot of people that struggle with having that type of drive to propel themselves forward. So if like I said, if I was you, I would hone into that drive, that hunger, and keep it. But understand, try to find some way to maybe, detach for maybe an hour or two. But there's nothing wrong with not super celebrating your successes, because if you get caught in that moment, there's a lot of people that have gotten caught in celebrating successes and they get stuck there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. And, we all know a lot of people, whether it be personally, professionally, or people that we watch on TV and entertainment. There's a lot of guys that were like, oh, I did a great job in that movie. And they just stay there in that movie and they fall off. But there's a lot of other guys that, I did a great job in that movie, but I can do a better job in the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I did a good job here, acknowledging that, but you don't have to sulk in that success. Keep it moving. Because every super successful man that I know, once they achieve whatever their goal was that they achieved, oh, that was nothing. I'm on to the next thing. I want a bigger and better things. They propelled themselves forward. I'm telling you, Tony, that's what makes great men. Great men drive this world. That's what happens. Steve Jobs, like I said, great example. He made the first phone. He said, okay, this was a good phone. And they kept pushing. They kept pushing until they were Apple, until they were in every single part of your life. Right? That's how it happens. Keep that drive, bro, and stay hungry.
No, I definitely.
No, John.
On top of what John is saying is true. I just think for you, Tony, I guess I would ask, do you feel like it has become like? Do you think that it has become like taking an effect on your mental, or has it gotten in the way of like family things like
I've been able to still have time for family and stuff. I think that the basis of it here that I've spoken on and what you guys have said is being able to fully unplug is the issue. I'm never able to fully unplug. I'm never able to stop being Tony D2 Wild and just be Tony. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like I'm constantly in that in being able to get the fuck, like being able to go downstairs and then be me, you know what I'm saying? And not worry about the next thing. That's number one. And number two is the mental part. I feel like that comes with this, in a way. But the being able to unplug is something that I feel like I could do better at. That people that plenty of other people do. Like I know creators that are able to get the fuck off and be done. You know what I'm saying? Whereas,
yeah, and I think and to kind of bounce off what John said, I think having this like being able to have these kind of conversations, but also to be able to recognize it and be able to search for that kind of help. I think that is a factor that can make us better than those greats that John was speaking of, because those are great people, but also we do see how they're coming out and they saying that they had these certain depression issues, or they didn't show up to this game because this was actually going on with them, and certain things like that. Because back then, if you was just talk about whatever you're going through as a man, you was kind of looked at as like, oh man, like shut up and do whatever you need to keep doing, like just push through that. Now today we're able to go and express ourselves and to be able to get it off our chest, and then, you know what I'm saying, be able to move with a clear head after you get off your chest. Because those greats, I don't believe they had that option, because it was taught by society that it's a man's ego and pride not to do that, and like they're not supposed to do that type deal.
Yeah, well, and you've got a point there, Mello, and I know that there's a lot of guys that were like we talked about some of the greats in sports and things, but I think another thing that people need to understand is there's no greatness doesn't come without sacrifice. You're gonna sacrifice something. If you want to be good at whatever it is that if you want to be great, let me not say good. If you want to be great at whatever it is that you're doing, especially if you're in the space of being a creator, if you want to be great in business, if you want to be great at whatever else it is, it's gonna come with some type of sacrifice, right? So you're gonna be uncomfortable. You're not gonna feel the greatest every day. MJ didn't feel the greatest every day when he got up and grabbed that ball, right? He didn't feel the greatest every day when he stepped on that court, but he was damn good because he dealt with the sacrifice. Those days that he woke up, right, at 4 a.m. and was in the gym until game time, and then stayed after in that same gym after the game and shot, put up like 1,000+ shots. He worked on all kinds of stuff. Look at what he was doing to his teammates, because he understood to be great, you need to sacrifice, bro. That's part of it. To push to where you're pushing, Tony, I'm telling you, bro, like I said, I've been watching you for years. To push to where you're at, right? Because there's a lot of people that have not had nowhere near the type of success you had, and they've been on this platform for quite some time. You have to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to sacrifice your wildly into your mental health and driving yourself crazy. Yeah. And that's one thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're going to be uncomfortable, bro. There's going to be days that you like, bruh, I'm not feeling too good. And that's why I advise you to, a week or 2 times a week, maybe you talk to a therapist for an hour, 2 hours or whatever, and just sit down and have a conversation with them. Because that alone every great man that I know does that. They go to therapy. Even sports therapists for a lot of the sports players that I'm talking about, they have sports therapists.
Salutes to Andrew first and foremost. You got to head out, but that's why I went to the therapist. That's why I'm doing this live now, is because I felt myself going from the motivational side of success and striving to the mental, like it starting to play a toll in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm able to now recognize it, because I wasn't recognizing it once I had that talk. And just getting a better understanding of it and learning how to do, like learning this to unplug and be in the moment, be in the now, which I don't feel like I was. And that's just been my main thing for a minute now. This has nothing to do with the success, or like at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with YouTube or how many views and this and that, because at the end of the day, I feel like if you're an individual who is greedy or obsessed with social media or the views or YouTube, that's when you start doing stupid shit to get those views. That's when you do the Logan Paul Suicide Forest type of shit. You start going to crazy extents to get that content. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not at that point. And my success, at this point, I don't look at it based upon just what Tony D2 Wild is doing. Over here, I'm doing something totally, this has nothing to do with sneakers. We're not even talking about sneakers. So we can't talk about Tony D2 Wild's success over here when this is a whole channel that I'm trying to build success on as well. I have multiple different avenues that I'm trying to build there. And I think that maybe that itself is another thing that I'm just getting used to, those multiple different avenues adding on more and more. Because the more avenues, the more things, the more failure opportunities that can happen.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, and it's more work of getting a routine down to balance those.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to speak on next, was talking about, I wanted to, kind of break into what you were just saying. All the things that you're doing, bro, that it takes a lot of time. And that's why I talked about, sacrifice. Even with you talking about investing in the crypto, like your portfolio is very diverse, bro. Like you're doing quite a lot. This channel, the other channel you have, the other channels, excuse me, that you have, the other things you're doing with these brands, these other entities, your own brand, bro. You literally have a clothing brand that is literally popping. Like people are really out here rocking with you and Bull like that. So it's going to take time.
Yeah.
But when you're pushing for greatness, you're going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be times where you're going to have to sacrifice stuff. And, you know, it just kind of comes with the territory. But where you're taking it, where you're trying to go, you're going to see, man, you're going to continue to have value. You're going to continue to do your thing. You're just building your legacy right now.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think like John said, you got to sacrifice something, but it's really, I guess it depends on the person and the circumstances of which they're willing to sacrifice. Like,
Yep.
like John was saying, like, to be great, of course you're gonna have to sacrifice time. Like, that's just a mandatory.
Yeah.
But like if it becomes like where you're sacrificing certain things where you may need to be at in regards to family and you're not there, then you might be kind of, you know what I'm saying, sacrificing the wrong things, and that's when greed and like ego and pride can come in.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it doesn't become about the goal. It becomes about what the self wants. Like, you know what I'm saying, the selfish part of a person wants.
Yeah. Well, we're at 140 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up, but I definitely appreciate you guys coming on. I definitely feel like, even when I said earlier today, like I was just basically letting it out what I'm dealing with. And I feel like there's probably other individuals out here that might understand, maybe deal with the same thing. And when I talked about that addiction or that problem with my therapist and even the other person, the main thing that they said was finding a balance. And I think that's the thing that I'm striving to do now and working to do, is to find some sort of balance. So that way I'm not, even like you said, John, if I got to put it 60-40 or 55-45, 55's leaning more towards that success and that little bit of extra on it, and 45 for me. But I feel like I've been at maybe like a 90-10, 80-20 at the least, you know. And I feel like I'm just trying to get a little bit more of that back, not to where I ruin my drive and my ambitions and my moving forward, but enough to where I can enjoy the things that I have achieved too, you know.
Yeah. I you know, honestly, I think that split is probably going to be 70-30, probably 70 work, 30. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I know lots of big businessmen that have pushed and they're doing whatever they can to really put money in their pockets and build a legacy for their family. And that's about how it is for them, either 70-30 or 75-25. That's usually how it works, especially with all the things that you're doing. Because a lot of things that you're doing, it takes your time, bro.
Yeah.
It really does. Look at this live.
Yeah.
Look at this live. This live takes time.
Yeah.
All the videos you do, the editing, the stuff with your clothing line, you know, the stock trading you're doing, invested in crypto, all that stuff takes time, bro. But keep pushing and don't, you know, like I said, try to find a balance, try to find a therapist, talk about that, but don't give up, bro. Because what you're doing, whether you know it or not, is inspiring others as well. It's inspiring others as well. And not only is it inspiring others, it's also putting you in a position to possibly be able to open the door for others. Right?
Yeah.
That's the true sign of a you know, a guy that's really pushing, because the goal is not to be successful. The goal is to be valuable. Once you're valuable, instead of chasing success, it will attract itself to you.
Respect. I respect.
That's a quote that I live by. So salutes to y'all, man.
I'll remember that one.
That's facts.
Valuable. Thank you.
For sure.
That's,
Like,
that's
like,
Morgan.
I feel like I'm on such.
Morgan Freeman Jr. in the building right there, man.
Y'all have a good. You always talk about my boy. Salutes to the panel. Hey, salutes to the chat.
We need. John, you need to make like a motivational speaker CD and just sell that bitch. And
yo, when you come up, John, just change your name to narrator.
Yo, I will buy your CD. I will buy a CD if you just talking motivational in my ear, and I'll go to sleep with that shit. You are going to be the best you can ever be. You're going to strive.
Hey, listen, I hustle. That might be coming soon for sure. But salutes to y'all. Salutes to everybody in the panel. Salutes to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man.
Go
ahead, Craig. Go ahead, Craig.
I would most definitely say, like, I can only imagine, like, you know, like this, like what you feeling, because I feel like I feel it, but like on such a small scale. Like, I think I've always been able to just kind of be like, man, fuck it. I suck at content creating. I'm throwing this shit away, and like I can just not think about it. But then when I get back into that mode of feeling like I do want to content create, like my mind is always thinking, and like it gets to the point where my girl be like, "Hey, can you like put your phone away?" It's like I'm looking up some shit. I'm always searching for something to get into. Like I barely got into the trade shit, I started doing the fucking Dogecoin thing. But I was just like, fuck it. I don't really think my heart is in it. So I kind of just I can just let it go. I can fall off and I'll be fine. But like for you, I mean, falling off, that's like a big thing because you already so deep in the shit. So I
I
definitely
I
understand.
I
I mean, this
I recently though accepted the fact recently accepted the fact that if YouTube was, I mean, well, I've always said it, but if YouTube and everything that I did around social media was to crash, I would still have everything behind me. Like I have full confidence in that. Not even based upon me, just like Nicole in general. Like Nicole will be able to hold shit down until I get back on my feet, and I think I accepted that. You know, hit that like on y'all way out, by the way. But I feel more and more comfortable with that now, and that takes pressure off of losing everything. Like I don't think I will lose everything. Maybe this YouTube shit, yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't even believe that's ever even possible. I mean, at the end of the day, I could be having 500 people. I still have an audience. I always feel like I'll have some sort of audience. Go ahead,
of
Chris.
course, because I mean, you've already established
I'm still
yourself.
listening. I'm
You're
still
straight.
listening. By the way, I'm gonna step. I got piss. I can hear you though. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, I would say yeah. That's of course you because you've already established like you like John was saying earlier, like you are successful in that. So all that shit can go away, and it's not a problem. But this conversation definitely helped me too. It gave me some stuff to think about. Like I think sometimes I do need to unplug. I mean, actually, I I figured out a way to unplug. It wasn't really easy, but I definitely did. And like I said, sometimes I put my camera down and I'll put it back up, trying to figure out ways to keep climbing and trying to figure out what the next thing is that I should kind of get into. And I feel like just in general, being men, there's always like this pressure of like a measure of success that you're supposed to have. Especially like I go out to meet family and shit all the time, and it's always like, so Craig, what are you doing nowadays? It's like for a minute I got sad at the fact that I was telling people that basically I was working at Best Buy. Like I felt like I had got stuck, and it was always like this drive of trying to figure out, bro, how we gonna get out of this? What are we finna do next? Like we need to figure out something.
Yeah.
At
I
some point, that shit started to like make me like hella
Man,
like sad. I got depressed, but it was like I said, that's just me coming from like a hella small, like just not even. I haven't even tasted what I would feel is more so the success that you have. Is yeah, it's weird, but success is what you
Yeah, and
make it.
I think too when
exactly.
that does happen, when people fall kind of back and have to do something that they didn't expect they were, like for instance, like you said, where you had to go work at. I think as people, when those situations happen, we have to learn, okay, what is it that we are supposed to be learning out of this situation, and how can I use this to motivate me to not be in this position to go where I want to be?
so so
Mm-hmm.
so
Because now that I'm not even at Best Buy no more, I'm in a good ass job now. Like, some shit that I went to school for, and I'm still sitting here like biting my nails every day. Like, man, this ain't enough.
I
Like,
appreciate it.
I'm seeing people on
Eh,
Instagram. They got everything going for. Especially Instagram is a motherfucker because like it'll have you really sitting there thinking like you not where you supposed to be at in life. And so I'll just sit there and be like, man, fuck that shit. I want that shit too. Like, how can I get that?
So I think Zaya is gonna go ahead and head over, go live too. So I don't know what he's talking about, but Zaya, if you in here, let us know. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow. I might drop a video tomorrow or come back tomorrow because I got another topic to talk about. A couple things to talk about, so we're gonna figure that out, man. But Craig, I appreciate you. Good to see you. I know you've been missing the lives. I know you've been ready for me to come
Yeah,
back.
man, I have.
Kai, I appreciate you too,
I'm gonna make
man.
sure if you go live tomorrow,
As
I'm gonna make
always,
sure I
bro.
ain't doing my hair. I'm gonna
All right,
try to be at the crib.
all right, Mello, I appreciate you too, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to say to the viewers, if you're struggling, just worry about what's in front of you and take it. If you can't take it one day at a time, take it 10 minutes at a time, 1 minute at a time. Just take it slow and things will work out. You just got to be calm and move strategically.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all, man.
All right, salute.
All right, brothers. Peace. So yeah, man. I should have probably did this in the very beginning, but addiction is defined as not having control over taking, or using something to the point where it could be harmful to you. And the reason why I felt like what it was that I was dealing with, and to this day still dealing with some matters, is an addiction, is because that strive for success was being harmful to me mentally. You know what I'm saying? Nothing suicidal of that matter, or where I wanted to harm myself, but this constantly being down, burnt out, depressed, anxiety of what's to come in the future, fear of what's to come in the future, and setting goals that, you know, constantly I might achieve it, but just not taking the achievements of the goals and then being like stamp of approval and then move on to the next. Like if my goal was to get a new pool, right? And I got a new pool, I should be now more confident that the next goal I set, I can achieve it. But I would set a new goal, not take into consideration that I just did something great here, and then use that good feeling of that achievement for the next thing. I only would focus on the negative, only focus on the things that maybe I failed at or that I'm not quite doing well. Constant. And I feel like now to lessen that is to rebalance. Take some time, not even taking time off. It's not about what I'm doing, it's about how I'm doing it. I just feel like I can go about matters differently. It doesn't mean I need to drop less videos or do less. It just means that I need to focus on what I'm doing and focus on the good, not focusing only on the bad shit, focusing on the good and how I do things, how I focus on things, what I focus on. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought of it this way. You know, this happened and it made me look at things a whole entire different way. And I feel good about it, bro. Like, you know, it felt very good. Let me see. Zaya's about to go live right now, though. I'm about to goddamn eat some motherfucking pizza. I'm gonna leave Zaya's link in the description. He's talking about NBA player side up piece is talking too much. I don't know who he's talking about, but yeah, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Salute to everybody in the motherfucking building, man. Salute to Drizzy got sold. Mikey, I don't know if Ashley Knuckles still in here anymore. That motherfucker Ashley Knuckles disappeared. This nigga Skinny in the motherfucking building, man. Leo 2 Live, all y'all, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Salute to y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. My motherfucking voice is like goddamn crackling and shit. But I'm out, man. Peace. I got a video. I'm gonna drop a new video about this COVID shit. About my COVID shit. Cause some crazy shit going on. Salute to Country Boy Kicks, man. Love it, man. Brandon. All y'all. Love y'all. I'm out.